Catfield, our best man.
I get knocked down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Jane, that was beautiful, even though wedding cake was in tears. Thanks. Working on that for like a year. Firstly, to some of you, I guess it's welcome back. It's lovely to see so many familiar faces. I've tried to put a little bit of new material in, so it's a bit fresh for you. But likewise, it's lovely to see some new faces. Anyway, you guys are in for a treat. Ronnie's weddings are always a good day out. You're fine. Settle down, settle down. Anyway, for those of you who don't know me, I know some of you, but you don't know me, my name's Luke. I've been friends with Ronnie for about 25 years, give or take, since we used to ride ponies at Ronnie Lawrence's yard, staying up till the early hours of the morning, drinking Red Bull, playing Championship Manager, eating popcorn. I'm glad I could be here today because I've got an 8-week-old baby at home, so it was touch and go. Thank you. But I said to my missus, I said, there's no way I'm missing this twice in a lifetime opportunity. Okay, Ronnie, no more first marriage jokes. That is the Lottie. No more. So anyway, the next thing I was going to say was how amazing the bridesmaids look, which they do. So clap the bridesmaids. But I had to make a little quick change because the mothers, Jane and Kim, I mean, can we have a round of applause? That wasn't in there, but when I saw them come down, I decided I had to change the speech. But obviously all of them outshone by Ash. It was amazing when you come down. Even like me, I'm not emotional, but I had a little tear in my eye coming down the aisle. So it was beautiful. And you look beautiful. For all the single ladies out there, for all the single men, I'm sure it's a sad day for us because obviously another bachelorette, a beautiful one, has gone off the market. And for all the single ladies out there, just another day for you, really. Okay, to the speech. They say that the best man's speech is the worst 5 minutes of Ronnie's day, but the bride's worst 5 minutes. They say the best man's speech is the groom's worst 5 minutes of the day. Apparently, the bride's worst 5 minutes comes later tonight. That was it. That was how I was meant to go. Okay, now I'm going to read. Now I'll read. Okay. Ronnie, whenever I've done a speech for you in the past, it's been a poem, because that's what you like. No, that was his 21st I meant. It is 21st. I said no more. But I thought, no, this time, it's time for a change. Because if I did a whole speech rhyming, it would probably be a bit strange, right? But as I sat down and the words began to flow over time, I couldn't help but make them rhyme. So here we go, a few words about the man of the hour. And I'll be as nice or as usual. Princess will sulk and his face will go sour. The first time I saw Ronnie at Ronnie Lawrence's yard, I cocked my hat and I thought, yeah, I've heard about you. You're a sport little brat. Rolling into the yard with these amazing horses, with me on my shitty pony, I couldn't even make it round the courses. I decided he needed to be taken down a peg or two because there was no way I was letting him into my crew. But Ronnie has a knack of sucking you in with his really, really bad jokes and his cheesy grin. And even though he had a car with those annoying blue lights, and he wore buffaloes out most nights, here I am again after all this time getting to talk about my partner in crime. My favorite story as a kid with Ronnie also raised a concern about his sexuality and if he might turn. I was going away for the weekend with my folks, and I begged them, please, can I bring along one of my oaks? The natural choice was Ronnie, my best mate. We could even share a bed because I knew he was straight. But on the first night, I woke with a start by my parents' screams, which broke my poor heart. I looked in the bed for my friend Ron, but like Oscar Pistorius in the night, he was gone. I rushed into my parents' room to save the day, praying that they were not hurt in any way. When I finally arrived at the source of the cries, well, let's just say I could barely believe my eyes. What I saw next made me really sad. My best friend Ronnie was in bed with my dad. It's a true story. It's a true story. Now, on the face of it, it shouldn't have annoyed me that much. The fact that Ronnie had felt my dad's sweet, tender touch. Nor the fact that it was just a bit rude. The biggest issue was my dad sleeps in the nude. Now, it turned out it was all just an honest mistake, and Ronnie was sleepwalking and barely awake. The rest of the weekend, though, my dad's mood wasn't great, and safe to say it was the last time they let me bring along a mate. So I've got one more story to tell. So I have one more story to tell, although I'm sure most of you know it quite well. I was about 16 and Ronnie was barely a teen, although he already thought he was a ladies' machine. One night we went clubbing with our fake ID, breezing past the bounce as easy as can be. We were having a great night, quenching our underage thirst, when things suddenly took a turn for the worst. I was chatting up some girl and probably getting rejected, when I glanced over at Ronnie and saw him being ejected. He'd been mouthing off to some guy and got in a fight. And knowing Ronnie, I doubt he was in the right. Now, this might not sound like Ronnie at all, but this was back in the day when he had more than one ball. Again, true story. Anyway. Okay. The bouncers had seen this and refused to cut him some slack, so they chucked him out and gave him a smack. That was that in his hometown, I thought, but not Ronnie Bravo. He wanted this battle fought. So he picked up his phone and he dialed for Mummy and said, "These horrible bouncers have punched me in the tummy." Needless to say, Slick and Mummy arrived ready to bring the pain. I mean, would you expect anything less from Jane? They marched right up to the bouncer at the front and said, "Who do you think you are, you little..." Runt. She said runt. Definitely said runt. The bouncer had a worried look in his eye, while Jane shouted, "Touch my princess again and you die." And just like that, you could see him back down. One might even say there was a new sheriff in town. The following week, we actually returned to the club, fully expecting to get the snub. But wouldn't you know it, lo and behold, the bouncers actually treated us like gold. They pulled us aside and said, "I must ask you about that wench. What has she built in your back garden, a fucking trench?" And just like that, Ronnie had a new nickname to shoulder. Ladies and gentlemen, Mummy's little soldier! Okay, that's the end of the rhymes. I wanted to say thank you. I obviously couldn't be here for the stag or bachelors or whatever you call it, bucks, whatever you call it here. But obviously the 4 guys stepped in in my place. So I want to say thank you to them because it sounded like it was an amazing day. And I got you guys something. So if you can just come up, I want to give you something. Now, obviously Kyle doesn't drink, so his obviously just a little bit of appetizer for you. And then Mikey, come up. Mikey, obviously you took the lead on it, so there you go. There's a little bottle for you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And then, obviously, some people put in a little bit more effort than others. So it's only fair that the bottle's in proportion to what, sort of effort they put in. There you guys go. There you go. They were free on the plane, so it was easy that one. So Ash. I've obviously known Ronnie for a lot longer than you, so I thought I'd give you some advice. But because there's so many horsey people here and you speak horsey and whatnot, I thought I'd just make it a bit horsey. So a horse analogy, if you like. Luckily, he's still a stallion, just about. Half gelding, half stallion, but hey, just about works, we think. So that's good. Make sure he's well groomed. He doesn't have much hair, so you don't need to clip him. It's fine. There's nothing there. Plait his hair. He likes to feel fancy. I know. He always used to ask me to do it as a kid. If you're just disobedient, give him a smack, but I'm sure you do, so that's fine. Keep a tight rein on him. Make sure he doesn't bolt. Yeah. And if you do see his eyes wandering, blinkers. Put blinkers on. It's fine. And like horses, he likes leather, and he likes a crop, so feel free, And then last but not least, keep him in good shape. Make sure you ride him often. Yeah? So if you follow those rules, you'll have a thoroughbred on your hands for life. Maybe a few bigger girths as you go along, but otherwise you'll be fine. And then lastly, just want to say thank you, Ronnie. I mean, you have a lot of friends, a lot of people here, so to be up here, obviously as best man, is an honor. And coming from someone that's been in a long relationship, I started dating at Ronnie's 16th birthday, so it's a long relationship. The key is to be best friends, and you can see that you guys, you rub each other the wrong way, and you rub each other more often than not up the right way, and that's what friends do. And, you're very, very similar. I have no doubt that you'll be happy and successful for the rest of your lives. So, cheers to Ronnie and Ash.